Hey everyone, welcome to my studio. This week I'm working on the design of Moses parting the sea. I'm making this into a mosaic that will measure about 30 inches by 75 inches. It is the third of 3 mosaics, and it will be going on this fountain right here between the 2 spillways. I've already finished the first one, which is Moses striking the rock, and installed it, as well as the second one, which is Moses in the Nile River. Here's where I'm at. I have just finished a lot of the groundwork here, but I have this much more to go, and that's going to take me a bit. I have the sky, and then I have the water. So I can't wait to get to the water, and this week's going to be a real push. I'm going to get all this ground done and maybe tackle that sky. Here we go. Thinset in this bag. It is Latacrete Platinum 254 thinset, and I'm ready to go. There's more than one way to do this. I like to put a little bit of thinset on the back of each piece and then put it in position. And I like to push it down and make sure that it has good contact, seating each piece as I go. And then usually when I have a whole section done, I will come back and clean up any excess thinset that has squished out. And I put just enough on there that it won't come up and squish in between. I do want this to be flexible to go around the fountain, and I'll be grouting it in the end. So. I want to talk for just a minute about the amazing glass that I'm using and how I'm using it. So this is the glass that I had already that I used for the rocks, and I ordered some more to use for the ground. Isn't it beautiful? It's got some lovely texture and some variations in it, and a little bit different color on both sides. So I've been using both sides of it, and it is amazing. However, let me just show you something. This is the glass that came when I ordered it, and it is just some areas are just totally white. So fortunately, the back and the front are not the same, and sometimes I can use one side, whereas I can't use the other, but it makes it much more difficult. So I got this one and this one. Look at this stinker. It's almost all white. It's just a challenge to use this. It had some really dark parts, and then it had some really light parts, but it didn't have the medium tone that I was hoping for. So instead of ordering more glass, what I did was I just went to my stockpile, and I found this one that is more yellow in color, but I think it's also Yakagani glass. It's got that same texture. So here it is. Here's how it compares. when I flip this one over, it really does look much more yellow. But I've been using quite a bit of this, as well as, hold on, some of this one, which I already had in, it in my garage. I don't know what kind it is, but I'm not using this textured side because it's just too much. And so I'm using this side, which has a little bit of bumpiness to it. And it is also much lighter than the other one, but that's okay because I wanted some light part. And then I also used some of this one. Again, I don't know what this is. I think it might be a Wisma glass. But this one is some of the amber mixed with purple. And although this piece looks really purple, it's because I've already cut off some of the parts that had more amber in them to use in this mosaic. So some of these more purpley pieces might be from this, but they might also be from the other glass because there are parts that look more purple, such as this. Look how dark it is on one side, and then the other side is so light. Anyway, what I've been doing when I put the pieces in is I try to find one that can transition to whatever color I'm going to from and to. So on the edge, it's very dark. Let me bump this up there. And I know that I want it to be at least mid-tone right here. So I've been trying to put transition pieces in between. And those might be more orange or more purple, just so that they're closer in tone to the dark. And then this one's more mid, and then it kind of goes down like that. And over here, it's much more of this amber color. But I have put a lot of variation in there, as long as they're all similar in tone, so that from a distance, it blends. And the distance I'm talking about is not too far. I think the closest you can get to this mosaic is probably about 6 feet, 5 or 6 feet, because the water in the fountain will keep you from getting closer than that. And so 6 feet is the closest. Most people will be 6 or more feet away. So these colors will hopefully blend from that distance. I'm gonna keep plugging away at it. I've got this much more to go. What I've done is I've cut several strips, and there is slight variation in the width of these rows, kind of goes up and down. So for instance, these two pieces are slightly different. This one on top is a little bit bigger. And so I just find the row that matches it, and then I try to match the tone. So like this difference is too much, but if I flip it, this and this are much closer in tone, so I could cut a piece of this and put it there. And I just cut a number of them, and then I will get my thinset out and adhere them in place. That's it. tackle the sky. And normally I would lay the sky pieces in horizontally, but because it's so stormy, I am going to lay them in as if it is raining. Let me get after it. To maintain the integrity of the streakiness of this glass, I am doing it one strip at a time and then adhering them in place just to make sure that the spacing is how I want it before I cut the next row. I'm so excited to be right where I was planning on being with having all of this other background finished so I can focus on the water next week. He'll be parting the sea next week. I can't wait. That's putting it together. Thanks for watching. See you next time.